President Trump is heading to Iowa today. The president won the state in 2016, but Democrats hope his trade policies will make next year's election a closer call. Heading into 2020, polling suggests that the president's support among Iowa Republicans has actually held firm, despite his aggressive tariff moves that have disrupted business for farmers and drawn bipartisan criticism from elected officials. President Trump promised Midwestern corn farmers that he would lift some restrictions on blending corn-derived ethanol into gasoline, and Iowa farmers say the policies are undermining them in other ways. Former VP Joe Biden will also be in Iowa, and he plans to call the president a, quote, existential threat to America, according to prepared remarks shared with the press. And, you know, guys, polls show a tight race in a hypothetical matchup between Trump and Biden, making Iowa that crucial swing state for both parties. Just a reminder, in 2016, Trump won 51.1% of the vote. Hillary Clinton won 41.7%. What do we think will happen today? It should be a very contentious,
I guess, you know,
slew of commentary.
I saw a tweet today that I agree with that you could say, well, this is no genius remark, but that at this point, anyone has made up their mind about how they feel about Trump's presidency thus far. You either love it, rah-rah, and you want to reelect him, and you are determined and you will vote for him. Or you think, this is over, I will vote for whomever the other candidate is. In which case, I'm not saying Trump doesn't need to campaign in Iowa like this, but it does feel like it's hard to imagine there's anyone who's like, well, I just can't, I'm not sure at this point.
Right.
I mean, everything, it's out there. How he acts, how he feels, his policies.
Yeah, I actually disagree.
There's no subtlety.
I actually disagree because
Debate.
I just think more people are single-issue voters than we really make it out to be, right? So there's a whole block. I mean, Trump's firmest support is from a group that he has nothing in common with. That's evangelicals, right? Because they're single-issue abortion voters. The whole point of this kind of story right now, and who knows where tariffs go over the next 18 months, is that in theory, there is a block of voters in Iowa who are only caring about what happens in the agricultural market. And if they believe one president or one candidate would be better for them than another, they might change their vote on that basis. Now, there's going to be some evangelical overlap there. I don't really think Joe Biden would, or any Democrat would win Iowa outright in a general election setting. But I think that we often get caught up in well, if you follow it every day, you've obviously made up your mind. And I think for a lot of voters, it does come down to one specific issue, that they prefer one specific candidate. I mean, Trump won despite a lot of people not liking him because he promised one thing that they liked, which may have been cutting taxes, right? And so I think,
Well, to that point, I think people are so nuanced. Even if they're one-issue voters, just because you're billed as a farmer doesn't necessarily mean that's your issue that you're voting on, right?
Yeah.
So there are tons of farmers who could really care about abortion. And even if they feel that they've suffered over the last couple of years, they could be like, it doesn't matter, or like, even with Obama, I was struggling. So what is the difference that Trump supposedly stands for some of the things that I believe in. And it really is unfortunate because, to your point, he doesn't actually have anything in common with a lot of these folks that somehow
that's the great irony of the entire campaign and the election.
Look, that's the way the system is.
Deciding that he's the common man.
You got to vote for one person.
Exactly.
Right? I mean,
famously, the Simpsons, Kang and Kodos. Remember the famous Simpsons Halloween episode where the two aliens enslave all the humans and run for president? You have to vote for one of them. And then they say, you have to vote for one of us. And then you see Ross Perot punching his hat. Like,
who wins?
I don't know.
Okay.
I do appreciate the depth of your Simpsons knowledge, because that's not the first time.
Like episode 8 in season 4.